Romantic love is a hard subject to talk about. It's full of emotions and feelings. And I can see where people naturally crave it. It's a natural feeling. But I also believe you can live pretty well without it, because you should never ever let your emotions get the best of you. Boundaries are good to have. Now, boundaries I can see, specifics are a little different because sometimes you might find what you're looking for isn't exactly what you get. So you want someone a little slimmer, muscular, blue or brown eyes, a little younger than you. Well, you can't always get Mr. Perfect. Waiting for something and hoping everything will work out just doesn't always work out. People wait their whole lives and still get nothing. I'm not putting anyone down. I'm just saying, sometimes, wait and be patient doesn't always seem like the best advice to me because I'm not 100% sure that love is really in every single person's destiny. So if you found someone who had the exact same personality as you, liked the same music, helped made you a better person, uh, it was everything that you exactly wanted in a person, but they had green eyes and was a little chubbier and a little older than you, would you still, turn them down because it's not Mr. Perfect? Love is something you should follow your heart with. If your heart fails you, maybe you should check where your heart is because your mind is logic. You think with your mind. It has nothing to do with emotions. So the love comes from within. It comes from your heart, not your head. So you really never want to keep your standards too high because you could always find love where you wouldn't expect it to be, especially since physical attraction can change. Beauty is cultural, it's culturally blasted by the media. And even if someone seems a little uglier to you, anyone who you spend enough time with and ended up falling closer in love, you'll find, true beauty within. For men, skeleton modifications were always known as beautiful to men, tracing back to like 45,000 BC. Okay, this included things like flattening their face or bending or breaking bones, especially in their face. And this continued all the way through France, Mexico, Iraq, and continued through New Britain. Cayenne women in Thailand used coils to stretch out their necks. And then in China, they use feet binding. Women use feet binding to show that pain, the pain that they're willing to suffer for their family. And this is the whole reason I believe that beauty is subjective because every culture had their own version of beauty, way back before in like 45,000 BC, there was even cultures that believed fat was beautiful. And now, in our culture, it's not. So you got to think about that when you're like, oh yeah, she's ugly and stuff. This is why I never put anyone down because one person thinks that they're ugly, another one thinks they're beautiful. That's a whole one person's treasures, another person's trash, or vice versa. I could see how love could be a significant thing in most people's lives, even though it's not a necessity. It is a beautiful thing. It is God heaven sent. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. It takes a lot of compromise and growing together. When people change, when you find true love, you got to change together. You become one. You got to, be a part of each other. You may not always agree with things, but you gotta live together and learn how to work around things and be together. And it's a very hard thing to find. You know what I mean? And even if you don't find it, a lot of people spend a lot of time searching for it. But if you don't find love, you don't want to dwell on it. You don't want to put yourself down over the matter. And remember, you're not alone because Leonardo da Vinci never found it.